Do you want me to do the intro,
Please,
Merrick?
please be my guest,
But
Togo.
Merrick,
Do
there
it,
are no
do it.
words here. What does play us in mean, Merrick? I'm not sure what this play us mean. There are no words here. Oh, fuck it, we'll do it live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the episode 2 of the Dsync podcast. I'm Togu. I'm joined, as always, by Merrick and by Laurie as the co-hosts of the Dsync podcast. And let's start off with what we have been playing for these past 2 weeks. So, Merrick, tell us, what have you been playing?
I have been playing many games as usual, as always, but mostly I've been playing two of them worth mentioning. The first one is Dishonored. I bought it on sale, started playing it, the Game of the Year edition, and I really enjoyed it. It's like
Can I ask?
mechanically it's a regular first person shooter game with stealth options, but the setting, the climate is very nice, and I'm really enjoying that you are like this crazy ass shadow assassin with teleportation skills and crazy weapons.
I'm not sure how much you've dwelled into Dishonored, but because I saw you play and I cannot see you play anything without me trying to play, I also booted up my Dishonored copy, and I played like for 30 minutes. And about Dishonored, Laurie, have you played it?
Yeah,
Or
I have. I played finished it.
finished it? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just going to talk about the first 30 minutes or so. That's what I played.
But
Because-
can I quickly ask
Yeah.
a thing? Did you, Marek, buy the game because of the ninja run thing that was on YouTube or Reddit?
No, I was looking at it
So-
way before this. You mean this crazy compilation where the guy kills everybody really
Yeah,
fast?
like really cool way
Yeah,
he kills the
yeah.
like a movie.
Yeah, I
Nice
wanted to
thing.
buy this game much earlier. Like I played it a bit when it was free weekend on Steam a couple of months ago, and I kind of liked it, and I saw some speedruns by Bsnap, I think, on YouTube, and it looked very nice. So, and those stealth compilation, that compilation of stealth kills, also like assured me that it could be a nice buy. So when I saw the sale, I went for it. But
Well,
what do you want to tell me about this compilation? Is it like
No, I had the game because I had PS Plus, so I got the game for free. So hooray! But not the Game of the Year edition. About the game, what I found strange for a game that's so well reviewed, and like I said, I only dwelt like 30 minutes into the game or so. But when I found it strange, first of all, it's how you're accused of killing the queen. No spoilers. It's in the first 10 minutes of the game, so guys, no, it's no spoilers. But it's like
it's in the
you go to speak with the queen, and the
trailer.
guards are away, and appear killers that kill the queen, and everybody shows up, and it's like, oh, you've done it, obviously, and you're like, what? This is like the worst defense ever. As soon as the people appear, it's like, oh, this is the guilty guy. That's a very harsh
but I think it
environment.
was set up. Like it was meant to be done when you are in this location, so you were the
Supposedly
scapegoat.
not, because right in the next scene, it's when you know who the main villains are.
Yeah.
Supposedly, unless if the story twists.
Yeah, and they
Because as
said
you are in prison 2 years later, as you're transported in time and you're about to be sentenced to death after being tortured for 2 years in the dungeon, cell, basement, wherever you want to call it, and they're like, "Oh, there's a good thing that you appeared too early regarding when we were expecting you," and I'm like, "What?" So a guy appears
Yeah.
1 day early. It's blamed on murder. You just told me that you're the main culprit guy, all in the first 15 minutes of the game. Great. And
Yeah.
regarding the stealth mechanics, the only thing that I haven't even gotten out of the prison yet. So the only thing that I found strange for a stealth game is that my first kill, that's the first guard that's on back to you when the other guard is going away, and I choke the guard with the non-lethal strike, and I left the body down there in the floor, and I had to hide because the guy was coming, and nobody paid attention to the to their companion's body right there on the floor, and I'm like, great mechanic. So I have to play the rest of the game to
Yeah, I
evaluate
think
if this.
when you finish the level, there is a summary, and if you leave the bodies on open, it will the summary will says that someone has found the body, and
Yeah.
it counts towards the achievement of not being noticed anywhere, because
But it's
Yeah.
still like pretty stupid because that happened a lot to me in that game. Like even though it tells in the end that somebody saw it, that if the other guards while you're playing the game, they are just walking and they are like, oh, a body.
this
Exactly.
standard
I just
AI.
wanted because I don't know if you played old school Commandos game where you control 4 guys
Yeah.
against the Germans. If they saw the body, they would react to the body. You had to bury
Yeah.
the enemy's body or throw them behind a bush or something. So I was
Oh,
like, what?
I have like nightmares about the alarm sound of the game.
Freaking alarm sound of
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's enough. But
Yeah,
to summarize,
that's enough Dishonored.
yeah, yeah, like I found the story to be lacking a bit, like just a regular story, nothing very interesting. But the setting of the game, the like the graphics also, it all like it makes me want to play this and be in that game. So
Yeah, I have to
that's
play
on
it more,
that's
for
on
sure.
very much on plus. The second game I've been playing is a totally different game, and it's called Rocket League. I bought it on Steam
Sell out.
and it's a nice representation of car football, the best I've ever played. And
well, me and
it's
Laurie were talking when I streamed last week about the game. I'm not sure how much Laurie has investigated about this because I know Laurie has also been playing on the PS Plus, right, Laurie?
Yep.
Some Rocket League.
I have. It's
Because
I'm really. It's the best like beer and friends on the same couch type of game. It's really good.
yeah, it's a really simple mechanic wise game that is pretty fun, and you can really get into it. Like I can imagine playing it co-op, like on the same screen, and everyone is jumping and shouting and jumping on the couch, throwing pads into the wall and destroying the TVs because of
I know that
rage
we aren't.
inflicted by it.
I know we aren't gaming experts, but like I was commenting with Laurie last week, what I remember clearly was when there was the World Cup in 2014 in Brazil.
Yeah.
There was a game mode on World of Tanks that was pretty similar. It was 3-on-3 tanks with a football, with a soccer field, and you had to push the ball into inside, or you could shoot the ball with a cannon. And that's and then I saw Rocket League, and I'm like, this is almost that party/season mode that World of Tanks had. But Laurie mentioned there was eventually an older game that was also sort
Yeah,
of.
there was like I'm not sure what's the name of the game, but I read somewhere that the Rocket League is a ripoff.
Yeah.
From-
They say it on their Steam page that I think it's the same developer who
Yeah,
did Rocket
yeah.
League, and
Because I
yeah, the
I
other
heard,
game
I
has
heard,
some crazy ass name which I cannot repeat.
yeah.
Anyway, the
But
game is fun.
for
The
what
game
I
is
saw,
simple.
it seems really good.
Yeah,
The game
it's
seems
really fun. It's very
fun.
simple. It like you can control the car very nice, and even though that you make a lot of crazy jumps, it feels like you have just as much control as you need to enjoy a game
Yeah,
like that. So
Yeah. It's really
so
nicely done.
we will see. There were some
Control.
issues with servers, but hopefully they are resolved. I did not have any issues connecting to the games, and
That's my thing about the game. The game, obviously, I don't think they were expecting this much of success. Saying that if they place it on PS Plus, they should expect that a few thousand people would come from there.
yes.
Besides
can-
that, they did a great campaign on Twitch throwing it
Yeah.
out for the main streamers, and they brought in the hype because it's a high-paced game, simple. Like I was asking you earlier, Merrick, apparently there's different cars, but they don't influence on
Yeah,
speed,
it
jump,
seems there is no difference
fall.
between cars.
I do think there's a difference.
Yes?
I know there is not no difference, but when I play with the van kind of car, I think I can hit better than with the
Yeah,
Ferrari
but
type
it's also
sleek cars.
I was watching today a stream of Mr. Shock, and he played Rocket League on PS4, and people in his chat were also saying that the van is the best. Maybe the hitboxes are the biggest on the van, so, or maybe it's just like, you know, maybe it's something
It's a placebo effect.
just your imagination working.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a placebo effect because it would be stupid to have that kind of car in the game.
Well, you could have a car with a bigger hitbox, but it would have to suffer like jumping less or accelerating less, something like that. It would have to be a pros and cons, and they would have to balance it that really well. Or they could just have the same hitbox, same acceleration for every car, and it's just cosmetic, like CS:GO skins.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I hope
True, true.
it's like CS:GO. So I hope there is no difference between cars.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's next?
I
No,
can be next.
just one thing. I'm still disappointed about the Rocket League servers, and they already had time enough to fix that. And I hope
Are they like still bad on PC?
I think
No,
some people
I
still have
didn't.
some connection issues at some peak times. For what I saw a streamer yesterday afternoon, they were like having problems with the mesh setting at least on 2v2 in Europe. Not sure if they were trying other places. So I think it's not completely fixed. It's mostly fixed. But Merrick, just one last question: did you try the keyboard and mouse?
No, 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 no. I did not try.
Purely controller.
Yeah, yeah, I'm playing with the controller, and I can't imagine the keyboard is better. I think the controller looks crazy. Plays
And
very good.
how many own goals did you score?
Own goals, I maybe one. I'm not sure. It's really hard to say because if you score own goal, it's always the last player from the opposing
but
team
there's
that
a
is the
replay.
scorer. So you could try the replay, but yeah, yeah. So
So, Laurie, tell us, what have you been playing besides Rocket League?
Rocket League, yes, but I found this game when we went to my friend's friend house, and we had
Mm-hmm.
this like a co-op night, and we
Yes.
had like 4 controllers plugged in PC, and we like this game is called Crawl. I don't know if it says anything
Crawl?
to you guys.
yeah. That's on Steam. It's like
Yeah,
dungeon something.
yeah. The
You go
setup
through
of the game.
dungeon.
Yeah, the setup of the game is pretty pretty nice. It's like I'm not sure how long that one game can take. It's probably like something like 20 or 30 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. And you start as four players, and like every player chooses one god that they worship,
Mm-hmm.
and then you will get minions that by the god that you worship, and every god has like different minions. And then you spawn in this like little bit like Isaac looking levels, not the creeps, but the levels are like this dungeon dirt covered things. And you spawn in there, and one of the players will become the hero, and the other guys will be like ghosts. And then he goes to the next room, and then there's these little pentagrams on the ground, and you go
Mm-hmm.
there as a ghost, and you spawn in one of the 3 monsters that you have on your category, and it will be random what a monster you will have, and then you try to kill the hero, and if the hero kills the monsters, he will get to the next room, and if the monsters kill the hero, the one that gets the last hit will be the hero, and so on. And you can buy upgrades on shops for the hero, and there's like traps that the ghost can use, and the minions, and also there's these like maybe every fifth room maybe you can level up the monsters that you have. You can like probably like level up them all, or you can just level up one monster and hope that your RNG is good and you will get that monster on your random spawn. So it's this like really fun dungeon Rockwell-like co-op game.
Is it all procedural generated, or do you run
No.
over the same dungeons?
No, it has its. I'm not sure about the layout of the dungeon, the rooms. I'm not sure about that, but it's like they look pretty much the same. It's in early access, so I cannot say for sure yet. Oh, and also when the hero is high enough, whoever is the hero, and he's high enough that, or he thinks he's high enough, you can go to a portal and you will go to a boss. There's, I think, 2 bosses in the game right now, and the boss always has these 3 points that the ghosts, so the other 3 players, can go. There's this 3-headed dragon, and every ghost can be one of the heads, and all the heads do different things. And it's pretty hard to explain, but it's like super fun, and I would love to play the game with you guys and maybe the guys in the chat. It's really fun to play.
Apparently the game is still on early access?
Yeah, it's €9.90 on Steam. But it's like it's really strong early access game, I have to say. Looks like Risk of Rain and that type of games.
Yeah. Pixel art style.
Yeah, a really nice pixel art kind of thing. Really minimalistic game.
Yeah.
Seems
So that's
cool, that
hype for that game.
hype for crawl.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I was getting scared when you talked about a co-op party in Finland. I wasn't thinking about video games. My mind went somewhere else. Too
About
many
what?
saunas. Too many saunas in Finland for
Ah, you
co-op.
mean the sauna co-op? Yo, yeah, those are different kind of parties. You start off with only a brush that you can use to wash somebody's back, and then you will level up from there. You will like get farther from there.
Too much pantless Lauri Togu. Your imagination went
Laurie,
way
anything-
off.
Well, Tofu needs this stuff.
Yes.
I need it. Laurie, tell us.
We will
So,
have
Path of
private
Exile,
stream later.
how is
What?
We will have
I know
private.
that you-
Okay.
We'll talk about the private co-op Finnish party later on the
Yeah.
Dsync.
Yeah.
I know that you've
I'm
also
sure
been playing
if I
Path
talk
of
something about like the co-op things and the Tinder things, then we will get banned from Twitch pretty fast.
Well, we could risk it. We are too big to be banned, Laurie. I tell you, Twitch won't dare mess with us. I'm kidding. They will-
Yeah, we are already too big. I think we
Yeah.
have like 10 viewers right now, so fuck everything.
Oh, 10 viewers. Fuck it. We've made it.
We are Hollywood material right now, dude.
The end.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, we can end.
We can
Let's
end
end
it.
on top. This is the last one. Bye, guys.
Yeah, mic drop. Everybody drop their mics to the ground.
Anyway.
So, anyway, Laurie, you've also been playing Path of Exile, right?
Oh yeah, they had a new patch. But
The game is still free, right? I haven't played it.
Yeah, and
It's like
I have
a
to say-
Diablo 2 inspired game. If I'm not.
Yeah, it's really, it looks really good. I love the graphic style of the game. It's really realistic, and it's It's dark like Diablo 2. It's
Is,
I
so is it free or have you paid anything for the game?
it's free. It's free.
It's free.
Yeah.
Don't you have like bio? I'm not sure. I'm just that the game looks great. I haven't played it, so I'm wondering if you buy to have like extra back place for extra items. If
You
you
can
unlock characters through
yeah,
money or what. I'm not sure what's
you can
the
have these
financial
like
aspect.
yeah, you can have these visual kind of things like shiny armors that don't like you can it's a skin for some
Mm-hmm.
armors and that kind of stuff. You can have like uh, new art for the whole portal that you go to the back to the town, and you can have new visuals for the skills, and I think you can have more room for your stack, but you really don't need to buy anything. I haven't bought anything, and I'm fine. So it's
So
one of the best free games there is.
you've played all of Diablos, no, or at least 2 and 3, I'm guessing.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
Does it live up to those big games in this sort of isometric view, loot grinding, random stuff?
Uh, well, Diablo 3 did got a lot better with the
Reaper of
DLC.
Souls, yeah.
Yeah, and the new patch before Reaper of Souls. But the still like Path of Exiles does seem more solid, I think. You guys have seen the passive skill tree in the game?
No,
No.
no, no.
It's like it's enormous. It's huge. Like there's so many like directions you can go with the character, and you can like have like right now I have a Templar kind of paladin type of character,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can like uh, go all the way. It's like a big circle, and you can go all the way from this paladin type of character to a rogue thief like character, and you can have a paladin thief kind of thing. Like there's so many ways to play the game, and like every character is different. Like in Diablo, in the end game, everyone uses the same stuff, but in that game, like I'm not a professional at the game, and I'm not at the end of the game, but I still think that there's much more like variation for the skills, for the gear, for the passive
Mm.
skills,
Okay.
and that kind of stuff.
I'll have to try it out one day. I'll have to
Yeah,
go.
okay.
Can you play co-op online or just local?
Yeah, you have, yeah, just like in Diablo, you can play
How many people co-op? Just 2?
4, I think.
Or Merrick, it's a date. You and me. Path of Exile. Start downloading.
Okay, sure. I'm downloading
Yeah,
it. I'm downloading it now.
yeah, good, good.
Drop
And I,
drop
I, I will
Rocket League.
play with you guys. Do, do you think you have balls for hardcore?
No.
I,
Hardcore. No, no.
we're
Of course you took
banned.
it that way. Of course you took
We're
it that
getting
way.
banned. The Twitch hammer is coming down.
Pantless Finnish guy straight from sauna asks if we are hardcore enough. That cannot be. That cannot end well.
You have votes for
So
hardcore.
let's maybe switch to
Uh,
Togu. Because
yeah, if Laurie
Yeah.
doesn't have any other game, you're done.
Let me think. Let me think a sec.
If
Uh,
not, I'll go to my games and then we can go back to you.
yeah, yeah. Just go, just go.
So, the games that I've been playing. So there was Daisy Mod, but that one we already know everything there is to know about Daisy Mod, and we'll also tie that with the last subject that we'll talk about today. I So first game that I'll talk about Transistor. That's a game that I streamed on the Dsync channel on Friday, on the worst stream ever due to OBS problems, where I tried to play 5 different games and finished up playing Transistor by Supergiant Games, the same makers of Bastion. that I still haven't played more than 15 minutes, but I'll go back to that game again eventually. And Transistor, basically, it's the same sort of view as Path of Exile, so isometric view over the character. You control a lady that's called Red, that has a huge sword. You begin with two abilities, if I'm not mistaken. Like you can control the sword to slam down on the ground, provoking damage on the tiles surrounding it, or you have like shooting a laser beam from the sword to enemies more far away. And uh, right at the beginning of the game, you don't know what's going on, so you just see a dead guy with the sword stuck into him. You grab the sword and then you start listening to the sword that's giving you more like Supergiant games like to do with a narrator, giving you points on what you have to do with the game. And then some small robots start to appear as your enemy, and according to those abilities that you have, and then you'll gain some more, and you can customize also your ability tree, so that, for example, when you shoot somebody, he gets like a love potion for 3 seconds. He attacks other enemies. He turns friendly for 3 seconds or something like that, or you can have a bouncing effect on some shots. It's very customizable in terms of attacks. The cool thing about the game, besides the soundtrack that's purely
Yeah.
amazing and the aesthetic that it's just killing, it's that you have two fighting modes completely different that you can try to use both. And you have the usual in real life that you can be switching before abilities and crushing the robots, going for cover and attacking them, or you can press space and the game allows you to have a certain amount of time that you have to plan your moves, so to speak,
Yeah,
where
it's
with
the
the
action
enemies,
point.
yeah, you have action points that you, according to each attack, takes a certain amount of action points, and so if you chain them up properly, you can do a lot of damage to the enemies. Then you have the bad time is that when you press space again for the actions to occur, is that you have a cooldown time for that action, but then you can do it again. And what I found about the game seems actually fairly easy to play, not that hard. What I found really cool is that while the game proceeds and when you learn more and more about your abilities of the sword and you start to learn how to do the combos between abilities better, it's that the game allows you to take out power from your sword. So you gain points and experience by decreasing your power. And that's a really cool notion that you aren't getting more powerful, instead trying to give a more fair fight for the enemies. It's a cool concept to see if they can actually sort of hurt you. But Transistor, it's a really, really cool game that I'll have to finish it. Not sure how long it's the runtime, but I already have 2 hours on it. Already beaten some boss, and the game seems cool. And probably it's a game that requires a controller to move around better, so I'll have to try to install one and maybe get Rocket League. Who knows? So
And
another game that I've been playing that I already talked about was Dishonored. That was a really really short game, and another big game that I've been playing. It's called Luftrausers. Not sure if you guys played Luftrausers.
I've seen
no,
that.
no.
I've seen it,
No.
but I did not play it.
But it's a game that it's distributed by Revolver Digital. I think I said it right. The same, yeah, Devolver Digital. Sorry, the same guys from Hotline Miami. But basically, it's a 2D horizontal shooter of ships. You're fighting sort of Nazis, comas, people. You have a airplane that's launched out of a submarine in the middle of a war zone, so to speak. It's very pixel graphically in terms of graphics and monochrome. Monochrome, no, just two colors. Yeah, you can call it monochrome, I think. Type of action. So you have enemy planes, enemy jets, enemy aces, and ships, and battleships, and blimps that you have to destroy. And basically, what you do to control is that you turn your plane around according to where you want to shoot your gun, and then you have also the engine. It works like a jet. So if you're pressing the jet, you're going where the plane is headed, where it's pointing. If you stop pressing the jet, the plane just starts falling down due to gravity, and you cannot go very high because as the sea below and the clouds above cause you damage, so you have like a game box, a really short game box, but you can go horizontally infinitely. And the cool thing is that when you stop, you have to stop shooting to heal. So the game has a bunch of tiny missions that you have to do, like a certain amount of damage, kill certain enemies in one round, and that sort of stuff for you to start upgrading your ship. And then you start to customize it. You have different types of cannon. You have like the normal shooting around normally. Then you have the continuous laser. You have the huge rocket ball that goes and destroys 5 enemies at one time. Uh, and you also customize the body armor and the engine. And the cool thing about the game is that according to each combination that you do, the plane has a different name that the developer has placed in. Like there's the Fury, there's the Staff Pig, there's the Flying Pig, I think. So, and for each type, you have your own different challenges. It's cool for small bursts of like 20 minutes. You'll find yourself really addicted to that sort of game. It's like on Steam. Currently, it's €10.
Again, what was the name of the game?
Luftrausers. It's L-U-F-T.
Oh, yeah, that's. I think it's also on PS.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
is.
was
It is on
PS.
consoles as well.
Yes, it
Mhm.
was. Yeah, it's really, really cool.
Yeah,
fun.
it looked nice. It looked nice, but not nice enough to pay €10.
Yeah, I got it for free on the PlayStation Plus. PlayStation Plus, it's one of the best deals that you can get out if you want cool games. They've actually not been disappointing that much. Well, in the PlayStation Vita a bit, but are there any games for the PlayStation Vita? I don't think so. And let me see. Laurie, do you have any other game that you've been playing?
I think we can
I'm trying to
skip
think.
to another topic, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, let's
no.
go,
I
let's
was
go.
just. But Laurie was thinking if he had anything else. I didn't.
No, let's
cut him
go.
off.
Let's go.
That was.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
let's go.
Merrick being the boss. Are we skipping to the sauna team again, Merrick? Is that it?
What?
We are going to talk about the Finnish sauna again.
maybe,
Go off, Bart.
maybe. Who
So,
never mind.
are we going to do now? Don't stop with the dirty jokes.
Stop.
Stop, get it.
Stop.
So,
Stop.
we're doing
Okay.
news.
Yes, maybe just a glimpse.
Just a glimpse.
Yeah,
Just-
can I start on a news that annoys me?
Yes,
Yes.
do it.
Well, sure.
There's
Sauna is closed.
the new Shenmue.
Yeah.
The new Shenmue. Well, it just
Yeah.
released a new trailer for
Yeah,
a
because
new
of the
Kickstarter
they-
objective.
they broke the 5 million count, and like when I remember we talked about this before, like how it's a little bit stupid that like
Yep.
Sony is backing them up, but they still need like people to pay for it, and like they made a new trailer for it, and they also made this video where they was the voice actor of the main character Ro, and he's asking people to. They have a contest where you can win the first Shenmue and a Dreamcast, which is nice, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to do wines or art or a video or something like that, and you can win it. And like the last thing he said was really annoying to me. Like, then you need to tweet it out, and you have to add there like a hashtag save Shenmue. Like that's a big problem to me because they already doubled the amount they were asking. They have like 5 millions already, and they have Sony paying for the game, and they still want to be the fucking heroes and to save Shenmue and get
You need
more
to
money
save
out
it.
of it.
5 million, it's not enough.
Yeah.
Shenmue needs a saving.
I'm
I like
not sure
the
if I'm
fact-
like the only one, but I like it's stupid that they want to like try to save a game. Still, like I in a way I understand it in the start, the beginning, even though I don't because of Sony was in already. But
Yeah.
like they still are saying like, let's save Shenmue. We need more than 5 million. That's already doubled our what we were
Yeah,
asking.
that's. I think that's their like marketing strategy, probably.
Yeah. Well, you all know that what's going to happen, and I'm calling it here. 2015 Gamescom, Xbox will say, you want Golden X4 open world? We'll got it. Give us 100 million.
Yeah, yeah,
Kickstart that shit. Everybody's going to kickstart every game now. Oh god. No, Shenmue, of course, we already discussed on episode 0 for those that might be listening and didn't listen to it. When we were like predicting amazing stuff that people came talking about E3 later on. We were really on point. Kickstarting a game on the Sony press conference was weird. It's risky because also now Sony has to sort of vouch for the Kickstarter because that's another topic that we'll talk now about the biggest success on Kickstarter ever that's not doing that great so far or not giving the proper signs currently. And it's risky, but about Shenmue, they are still saying, or at least the maker said, that for a real open world experience, they needed at least 10 million in backing. And I'm like, for sure, Sony has got your back. That
yeah,
multi-million company has that money, but I'm not sure. Well, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure how long they still have on Shenmue. Oh, just 51 hours. No, they won't break the 10 million in terms
yeah.
of Kickstarter unless
Can,
they launch shit again. But
can,
5 million should be more than enough for them to make the best game they can make in terms of Shenmue.
yeah,
They don't have any excuse. Obviously, the audience already said they are more than interested. I think they're stupid if they don't relaunch Shenmue 1 and 2 on a new console or a recent gen console.
yeah.
Because
They're going to have a some kind of remake or something
yeah, they should have and
because
cash in
like
on
most of the people that are well, I'm not sure, but most of the like the cells that are coming out of the Kickstarter, like the fans are paying for the Kickstarter, the biggest fans, I think, and then like it would be stupid if the game came out and like it's really hard to get into the game if you haven't played the first and the second one.
Well, I haven't played the first and second one.
Like
Has
I
any?
haven't I never haven't finished the games, but
Mm-hmm.
still you it's like a story driven game, so I'm pretty sure you need to play it or maybe they have some kind of intro that will tell everything that happened. I don't know. But
Maybe we'll have the Shenmue Con where they'll reveal the Shenmue trailer for the new live action movie. Shenmue
yeah,
live action movie. Kickstarted it. Go, Indiegogo. Launch the campaign. Uh,
can
Merrick, anything to say about Shenmue, or are
No,
you feeling just shame, shame?
I don't
can I,
know. I don't know what to think about this whole Kickstarter campaign. Like, shame, shame, shame. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like feel like I've never backed any project on Kickstarter, and I don't really think that I will ever back up. The most I can do is to buy an early access game where I can play it after I pay my money. So I'm not a big Kickstarter fan. The move was strange, but if it will result in a good game, so there is like it's a better for fans because if they just release the Kickstarter, it would be just another Kickstarter campaign. Yeah? Like it could fail. And now, knowing that there is a Kickstarter campaign and they have a backup in Sony, it will be like it's like there is a bigger chance that it will really happen because there is this publisher that is standing behind it. So that is one good thing I can think about this situation. I'm not sure if it will happen again or I don't really know if how it will affect gaming industry in the future. We shall see.
Well,
Uh,
the gaming
I would
industry is changing a bit.
I
And
think
we're
that
getting
the bigger impact on kickstarting games will be the other game which we wanted to talk about briefly, the Star Citizen.
Yeah, the
And
death of the Star Citizen.
yeah, that is like I was thinking about this, reading some stuff about this. There was a blog from a guy that is openly saying now that Star Citizen will be a big failure, and they even because he paid 250
you're talking
bucks.
about the Smart Weber Smart or something
I
like that.
I don't remember his name. Maybe
Was this a
he got just a
was this a
refund.
fan or a developer or?
No. It's just a backer of the project. What they're
Okay,
saying,
yeah,
Merrick,
yeah.
sorry for
Yeah,
interrupting, but I'll
yes.
try to give a
He
brief
backed
receipt.
up the project with $250
Yeah, he bought the
and
ship
they
for
just
250.
refunded it from him, even though he didn't want a refund. So he just criticized the Star Citizen development, and they refunded it. I was thinking because the Star Citizen scope of the game is just huge. Yeah, it's a huge game, and it's the development started like 2 years ago. So 2 years for a game like this is really nothing, like compared uh, to similar or other big titles.
Other
And
AAA titles.
yeah, and what I'm afraid of is that like really the development of this game will take a long time, and
Mm-hmm.
that if it was not announced, if it was like being developed in the shadows and they would announce it when they have much more, uh, it the huge part of the development will be like not seen by users, and because they use the Kickstarter, that consumers already see that the game is being developed and they are already waiting for it. So like 6 years of development will feel like eternity. Like people will
Mm-hmm.
not be able to say it's okay for me to wait 6 years for a game, even though normally it takes such a long time to find
Yeah.
to develop the game. So most probably, I'm not sure. I don't know. There are two issues. Like I don't know if they are even able to do everything they said they will do in this game, and the second thing is I'm not sure if they will handle the criticism that will appear over time, that we are still waiting and there's nothing happening, yeah, because we can't see anything.
Mm-hmm. And the thing that I'm thinking about is like if this like all goes well in the end, and they will get a good game out. Like there's so much hype on the game and so much like things that people are expecting about the game and that kind of stuff. So even though it would be a good game, like will it be enough for people? Like can they expect like even expect to build up for the hype? Like can they be that good that people are expecting? I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a disappointment anyway, even
Well,
though how great game they make,
Yeah, of course.
if they make
I'm
a game.
I'm not sure if it will be a great game, honestly.
Yeah,
For
me too.
from what I've researched about the game slash heard them talk about it in mostly I'm meaning the Kickstarter campaign launch video, on the interviews they gave like 2 years ago and stuff when they were launching the project. what I see about the game, it's a bit of a confusion about what they want to do. I think mostly the guy wanted to do a Wing Commander revived edition with the modern technologies and modern multiplayer, sort of. But I I think they are going for the more story-driven gameplay and not so much the open universe. You can do whatever you want on this universe type of deal. I
Hmm.
I'm finding it strange because they always talk about the Squadron 42, like you'll have missions and regular campaigns, and I think they are going to try to do something like WoW in terms of the MMO raids, where you'll have a bunch of set missions where you can go with your friends and play over and over and over again the same missions, and every year or so they'll try to launch a new mission. That's what he said on the interview with Total Biscuits, sort of that. Then you had the module with the first person shooting that was Star Marine that's been delayed with no foreseeable date in the future, that now they're saying, oh, it's just a few weeks delay, but still we don't put out a date when we're launching that module. So,
Hmm.
and I'm not sure how much you'll have, like in a survival game that we all play in Day Zero, where you can reach out to another ship and just go, hey, are you friendly, dude? Can we go this way? And that sort of stuff. I'm not sure how much you'll be story driven or how much they will open the sandbox world and say, let's go to that space station and meet a guy that's a trader and build ships and that sort of stuff. Because I think that's the dream that people want. They want a big scope game like that,
Yeah.
where you have a universe of people that are specialized in different trades and you do different stuff. And you play your own ship, and then you can buy credits to upgrade your ships. And
Hmm.
let's not talk about the stupidity that there used to be $400 ships for you to play in the game. And
Yeah.
I'm not
And
sure when the ship gets destroyed and you're not in the battle arena to train, what happens? Do you need to buy a new one? Do you
if
need to
it's if
pay for
it's
the repair?
yeah, but if it's the same, uh, before I forget, like the game that's a little bit like it, like a massive scale, the game Eve
Elite
Online.
Dangerous, you mean?
Mm, yeah.
No, Eve Online,
If
like
Online.
yeah, and like I can see people that are playing that game. Like that game has a really closed, special community, and they're like maybe there people are coming to this game and they are building for this game to try to do something similar, I think. But with all the stuff they are trying to put in the game, this game, like Toku said, the Space Marine shooting FPS thing and that kind of stuff. It's like, do you guys think that like they are like way over their heads? Like they are
I
trying
think
too
they are.
much.
I think the project isn't going fairly well, as you can see from the responses that they're having. Like Merrick, the case that Merrick was talking, that they had a guy bad talking them on their forums, and so they expelled him from the game, so to speak, with the right to do so, because it's, well, we are the developers and we cannot, and we reserve the right of not selling the game to that guy. And it's like, that's not a very good way to stop the opposition or to stop somebody that's talking bad about you, to just ignore and ban him from the community. It's like, not the right attitude. You also had some major project managers that left the project on this past week, and they issued a statement saying that everything is okay, but it was a major project manager that left. So without the next current explanation, it always sounds a little bit bad. What I think about Star Citizen is that we'll see a game. I'm just not sure if we'll see the game that people want. I think something will come out, probably incomplete or without all the modules that they are aiming for. And I hope that at least that comes out so that people don't feel completely cheated. And we'll see. We'll have to see if then what there is to comment it about it. But for now, the signs that they are showing to the world, so to speak, and to the Kickstarter people, because that's the project that people follow because it's gotten so much money backing behind it, and apparently they're struggling so a little bit. So
I think that the problem with Kickstarter and with Star Citizen, of course, as well, is that the thing that the developers sell to customers is their vision of the product. Normally, you have like, because the customers are also the investors to the game. Normally, you have the investors and you like show them your vision of what you would love to get, and the investors say okay, we will give you money for that, you can do something like that. Then you do something, of course, smaller and limited to your initial vision, and they say okay, it's okay, let's sell it to people. People see that game and they are happy because they just see what they get, what they saw just before when they bought it. Here the developers sell their initial vision, the big one, the one that
That it's going to
is
be.
the first, what they want, like not regarding their abilities, their what they can really do. So people expect that vision, like one to one, exactly what they say. They want to play it because they are investors and also the consumers. So I think that that's the main issue with Kickstarter and selling
well, there
vision
are some Kickstarter games.
instead of the product. Yeah? So I think it's a normal thing that the vision is different than the product that comes at the end. Yeah. So
Yeah, of course. But that brings out an interesting point. And about Star Citizen, I'll just say that I think they have some problems with their business model, because the guy was also talking about even if you pay for the game and you get a ship and you can play in the game, you can then pay to progress further in the game. It will to support their servers. That's their excuse. But he was giving a World of Tanks example in terms of type of economy. So if people don't want to grind too much, you can pay to achieve certain parts faster. And I'm like, oh, that's something not good for a game that you pay a starting point at. That's a good model for a free-to-play game, not a game that you play 200 euros for one battleship and then you have to pay extra to grind faster than other people.
yeah, okay, so
Uh, but the
uh,
Kickstarter thing and the part that I was talking about, the vision, is that what scares me about most games is the community trying to guide the game, and not necessarily that's a good thing, because the last time a community tried to guide the movie, we had snakes on the airplane, and that was a really, really bad movie.
but everybody knows
so
it.
Yeah, it was.
Everybody
It
knows
was.
it.
so on a Kickstarter game, when you start with the video and you say, "Oh, I want the community feedback, and we'll try to guide the game and stuff, and we'll see how it happens," and I'm like, that normally doesn't happen all too well, because the community is big and everybody has different opinions of what they want. So it would be probably a more coherent thought for people to just do their thing and present their vision as coherently as they want. Of course, there's certain parts that the community can say, this part is broken, you shouldn't go this part, but isn't that what makes a game good? When you
Yeah.
take a game that you just appear finished in front of you, never saw it, and you just try to see where it takes you? Isn't that what makes gaming amazing?
Yes. Dan in chat has a good point about the change in the gaming industry. That first of all, the gaming development is getting more and more expensive because of our computers being able to handle much more than previously. So like you have to put a lot of more resources to build big games, And also, on the other hand, people now expect, because of Steam, because of all those free games, people now expect to pay less and less. Yeah, if the game is if the game is too expensive, it will like be a big problem for people.
Well,
Of course, not every
I don't.
time. Like speaking about. Maybe
Well, it
maybe
depends
let's
if you're
switch
talking
to
about
the
AAA
next
or not.
topic we wanted to, because it's like 1 hour into our podcast episode. That's a very
Already?
interesting topic,
Already.
which also
Well,
goes with the
we were
next.
just talking about the prices of games because you see
Yes,
that AAA games like Batman comes out at $60 or €60, but then if you want the season pass, it's
yeah,
100. What they're saying
Like
basically, if you want the full experience, you have to pay €100 per game.
yeah,
The AAA.
and it's funny in the PS4 store, like every game has this digital deluxe edition that's for 100 euros, and like one day, me and my friend, we were scrolling the PS4 store just to like check what do these deluxe things like have. Why are they
Mhm.
so special and why are they so high on price? And then there's like this, you get an early start and you get like, for example, the Star Wars Battlefront. There's like you get head start, uh, you get right away these two guns that are
Yeah.
in the game, and there's like no talk about any like I'm not even sure what can you have on, for especially on console, like what kind of stuff can you have in a deluxe edition that costs like 100 euros.
All
That
the guns instantly unlocked on multiplayer. That would make me pay
yeah,
extra.
yeah, and like I can get it if there's like on a PC there's there's a soundtrack, there's an art book, there's like a strategy guide, there's like shit load of stuff. Then maybe then, but like that's crazy. Like every game that comes out has this deluxe edition, and
Uh,
many of them don't even have the season pass in them.
Yeah,
It's
but the crazy question about season pass and Merrick, I know that you're getting nervous. We'll leave that for the next topic that we'll discuss. What exactly is a season pass and what can we call DLC? Because some Polish friends from Merrick, the CD Project Red, have announced and very well that the people left on Witcher 3 will be giving 16 DLC free. And sometimes the DLC it's brand new missions, and sometimes the DLC, look, you can dress this character as a different with a different
yes,
armor.
the horse
That's the
armor
DLC,
DLC.
and that's like what? That's the whole DLC. And on the other DLC, you gave me 1 hour mission that I can do. It's like the
For
definition
the
of
Witcher,
DLC and
I,
season pass.
I heard that the DLC will be nice, like 30 hours of additional gameplay, something like
It
that.
depends. It depends. Are you saying the DLC that will be paid or the free DLC? Because
Ah,
you
okay.
you are having currently the free
Okay. I
DLC,
don't.
but there will
Yeah.
be season pass and paid
Maybe
DLC with
next topic.
yes.
Yeah.
Next topic.
Yeah. The
We'll
next
talk about
topic
this
about
season.
it's connected with a bit with the prices of games, because we were to talk about survival games, and the most popular
Can we
survival
just do
game now.
5 minute things on No Man's Sky? I'll just say, looks cool, looks just exploration, and people will write penis on every planet as a name. That's what I have to say about No Man's Sky.
And no one ever will explore that planet again, because the world is so big. Even
The
the
game
developers say that you will not
seems
meet
the
any
scope.
other players in the
The
game.
scope seems big. I don't think they will have much multiplayer action. The game scope seems big, but it seems shallow. So far, there's no backstory to the universe, to the planets. If you meet people around there, if you
well,
have missions, if I know there's different
but
factions that they are talking about, but how much of the law will you be able to
yeah,
bring to them?
but it's we still don't know many things about the game.
Yeah.
Like they told on the IGN first, the 18 minutes video, where they said that the point of the game, like where many people will think that
It's
uh,
reaching
it's
the
getting
center
to
of the galaxy.
yeah, center of the galaxy, and they didn't tell what's in there, but it's like they also said it's gonna be a kind of new start, and there's things that you will continue playing, or some kind of that kind of stuff. So it's pretty hard to discuss about this game still, even though I get your points. I get your point about the shallow thing, but
It's
still
just a
there's
question: how many planets can you visit and look? Oh, there's an animal. Let me collect the credits for finding this animal. I'll call him Penis, big penis,
yeah,
small penis.
yeah, I think it will be just uh, on the 20th planet that you will visit. It will be just you will be spamming the scan button and just getting the resources and getting the
Yeah,
yeah.
the guy on IGN said it amazingly, and I hope that in the center of the galaxy you have Peter Molyneux. I just
Yeah, that was a fun. Yeah, that
you
would be
find the cube, the cube.
yeah, the cube. Yeah.
You know, that's
Oh my
all I
God.
want.
By the way, let's not talk about it. But that was a goddamn sad story about the kid and the curiosity too.
Oh, we can talk about Peter Molyneux and his
Later, yeah, some
on
Maybe
another
next
time
time,
also.
maybe in
when
another life.
Fables and Goddess came out on full release. We'll go
Yeah,
on.
for the No
So
Man's Sky, I'm interested. It looked smooth on the gameplay. I still am not sold on what you actually can do in that game, but even the exploration can be fun. Like
Yeah,
it can be
I'll just
like
have
like
my
ET, like Euro Truck Simulator 2. Who would ever think that this game is fun?
Space Truck Simulator.
Yeah.
I can
I'll
see.
just
I can
have
see.
my no go Laurie, go.
Yeah, I'm about to say that I can see Marek putting on the trucker cap and just driving minerals to space station to space station, and
Hmm.
that's that. That's how he plays the game.
Somebody has to deliver the frozen piece.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
my fangirl moment watching that play was just when the guy shot the rock and it blew a hole on it.
Yes.
And it was a circular hole. It wasn't like on Ark that the rock crumbles into small pieces, all in the same sort of size. That was my fangirl. That was like, oh, that looks pretty. And
Mhm.
that's it. But I want substance to the game. I just don't want explore, tag things, gain
You know,
credits, upgrade ship, and go to the center of the galaxy. Just
you,
that.
you know what? I want to make that game because they said you can make caves and that kind of stuff. I want to make a I want to be a space pirate, and I want to make a sex dungeon cave in a
With the
desert.
sauna,
Sauna.
where
Yeah,
there is
deserted
Finnish
planet.
co-op missions.
Yeah, and I can just catch people and take them there and have guards there that I pay when I will be like this big mafia guy that toys with people, and I have big plans for the game.
Okay. Speaking about Ark.
And let's go to the main topic.
Yeah, main
Brought
topic,
us-
survival games. And speaking about Ark being the most popular survival game at this point, and the price for the game, like, don't you think it's a bit crazy that the game like that released early access is like 27 euro for it?
Wasn't Daisy 25?
Yeah, but Daisy was not anonymous. Like, yeah, I can feel, I can see the
But
similarity
Ark
with
has more game.
dinosaurs.
No, I'm just saying when Ark came out 2 months ago, maybe 1 month and a half, and Daisy came out in 2014. The games are in completely different shape in terms of when they released. Ark had already a lot more
to be
things
honest,
to
on
do.
the release day, I think that Ark was much worse than Daisy
Yeah.
was on the release day.
Much worse than Daisy.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure.
it updated
think-
much quicker, of course, and now
Yeah,
it looks
yeah.
better. But on the release day, I watched Zeke play it just like when they switched on the servers, and it was like I was crying with laughter because of all the bugs that were there. And then when he said that the game name in task commander is something
It
like
was
shooter game
shooter
number
game,
5
yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that was crazy for 20
Yeah.
something euro game.
Yeah.
That was beyond craziness for me.
And
But of course, I
you
have
know
to
about
give credit for the developer that they really patched a lot of things, and the game is playable very much at this point.
Just a question about just a point about the survival game. So currently there
Yeah.
is 60,000 people playing Ark. There is almost 15,000 people playing Rust. H1Z1 there's 13,000 and DayZ 12,000
Yeah,
people.
but
um,
The only problem is that H1Z1 has Battle Royale now, and probably they can't split the two types of game, because I would
yeah,
love to see the H1Z1 survival numbers.
yeah, true, true. Uh,
But Rust also has now
can
Battle Royale.
I would like to ask a question about the survival games in general. Like,
Yeah,
there's um, there's like now there used to be like only the zombie games, but now there's like games like the Ark and the well, Rust is not anymore a zombie
Rust
game.
already, yeah, they took out the zombies.
Yeah, yeah, they still have it in this vanilla kind of build. But do you guys think? And then there's coming this the No Man's Sky. Even though I don't know if that counts as a
It,
survival game, but still.
depending if it has food, if you have
Yeah,
to hunt for food.
yeah. But do you, for you guys, do you have a genre or a theme, maybe a theme or a survival game that you would
I,
love to still see, or do you want some of these existing themes to be better, or
uh, I honestly, I answer this very frankly, very honestly. I don't care the theme. I just want a game that works. Most of all, I want a game that works. I think in a survival game, what I want above all else, it's a challenge against the environment and a challenge against the other players, and also against the loot slash. I'm not too big into the base building aspect. I can understand that it can be partially fun to raid people and stuff, but I've never been into the Daisy to build a base, so not my kind of going in games so far. But I think
yeah,
the
of course,
survival
Togu,
game.
you really want poop animations, like Shad
Oh
says.
yeah,
You
and I
have it
really
in
really want.
H1Z1. I don't know why
I,
you
I,
didn't buy it
yeah,
yet.
and
I
I
can
have it on Arc. I know. I'm just sticking to Daisy and the poop
I
animations.
can
It's also very
yeah,
fun.
I can already see this. Like, this is a thing. Like, you when standalone, if it someday will be a stable game that runs well, and you will just be running and arresting people and then taking a huge jump on their chest. That's Togu.
No, well, all I wanted in Daisy standalone that I've talked about on previous moments is when they give us poop animations, if they ever did, is to take a run to the northwest airfield and shit on the middle of the airfield. That's
Okay,
great.
okay, let's maybe change subject.
Oh, hey,
that's,
you know what?
that's my survival experience.
You know
Survive
what?
that
No,
trip.
Lauri has his sex sauna dungeons, and Togu has his poop fetish for airfields. But
Yeah, but you know what? There should be like a achievement if you can go and take a shit on middle of the airfield and get out
Exactly.
alive.
There
okay,
should be. You should be able to go on a row of 15 guys, all taking a poop in the middle of the airfield and going away.
Yeah,
Be
okay,
amazing.
and
One of the best.
and also there should be like this big. If you do it many times, there's like this quake or quake-like sound that says "move his shit" or mul- triple shit.
Exactly.
That would be
Uh,
awesome.
but
Okay,
I don't have a particular team. I just want a bit of a challenge. And in terms of grinding for loot or looting too fast, I think what I expect on a game that would make the game more enjoyable is that you can find some sort of guns, but I would say that the high tier guns, like in the DayZ, we are talking about the sniper rifles and that sort of stuff, those to be of really rare spawns. And I would love night and day cycles, but
okay.
I'm guessing most people don't.
For me, like there are subgenres for survival games, like this Rust game, Ark, and all those base building games, which really are not that much survival games for, because
Yeah.
once you develop, just you are in some state, then it is just a PvP, team versus team or clan versus clan, RP
Yeah.
stuff, like playing Ark for a bit. From what I've seen on streams, you don't have to worry about eating that much. It's not that environment will harm you. It's just other players. You have those dinos, you have big bases. It's the same on Rust. It's the same kind of game. The
Yeah.
real the real survival game that I played, enjoyed, and which is really like player versus environment is The Long Dark. I don't know if you've
Oh,
seen that.
true. Yeah,
True.
I've
Yeah.
seen.
It's like there was the setting is that there was some strange thing that turned Earth to frozen hell, and you have to survive through the environment, and it's really like I don't think that there is point where you can say I'm comfortable with what I've got and I can like explore or build anything. You are like
Yeah.
constant danger, and if you play on not a peaceful one but with wolves and bears, and that everything can kill you in like couple of minutes. So it's a
Yeah.
really it's I think it's like almost one of the only real survival games where you can where surviving is really a thing, and
Yeah.
it also looks beautiful. And I really recommend it for anyone who wants to. It's of course it's only single player, which is a shame. It would be nice to have a
Yeah,
nice co-op, but
that's my question because
yeah,
I what I
it's only single
follow on
player.
survival games, because you also have the forest that Shadows was talking in chat. The forest also seems to be
Yeah,
having.
the forest has a co-op. You can play with someone, but it's
Yeah,
only like
it's
two players, I
but
think.
it's friendly. It
Yeah,
doesn't appear a
yeah.
random
It's not a
stranger in
PvP, of
the.
course.
Yeah.
I
But
like the randomness of, like I told you guys about my first DayZ mod experience, to be
hmm
looting the supermarket and just like hear the and you're dead. And it's
yeah.
like,
Yeah. But
or
you
see
know.
somebody run into a car and you hide behind the wall and you're like, please don't see me, please don't
Yeah.
see me, don't take out my loot.
Yeah. And I think like you like we that are have been playing like Daisy mod. Like I have been playing it from the beginning, like when it came out, and those kind of things that Toku just said about the having no idea what's going on, and the you being scared, like crawling through Electro on nights, seeing the zombies, and like hearing your heart pounding, and like you cannot have those feelings anymore in DayZ mod or standalone or that kind of stuff. But the hope that I think that survival games still have, like Rust and Ark and DayZ standalone, is mods. Like
Hmm.
for example, in DayZ mod, like uh, people had a problem because some people wanted to more PvP orientated. They wanted to get the better guns faster so they can just shoot people. And then came out mods like Overwatch.
Overwatch. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's still and then some people wanted to more hardcore, not like lone dark hardcore, but like more survival stuff. And then came out Day Zero, and
Hmm.
there's like the mods are the thing that I hope and I still think that will make Daisy standalone great, because they will have the mod tools, so you will still be able to have those instant action, just parachute in and kill people, and you can also like have this maybe a new Day Zero type of mod where you can uh, have a new map that you don't know, and that also makes it for the excitement level to go higher when you have no idea where you should go. Because if you know where you are going and you know the places that you should visit for a good loot, then the magic is gone. Like, so
Yeah,
that's the reason I
the
think.
changing map it's important if you don't know what's happening. Also, don't you think? Tell me, what if on Daisy mod, or Daisy as standalone that you play, if the zombies were an actual threat?
Mhm.
If if they were able to spawn like 120 zombies in Electro, and if you aggroed one, you'd have just when it's not a threat, but them together, obviously they are a threat to you, and
Yeah,
you wouldn't be able to get away. Wouldn't that bring back partially the scare
yeah, I think.
sensation of it? Because what I think about Daisy mod and Daisy standalone is that the environment isn't that much of a threat.
Mhm.
You just run away from the zombie. You just go into a house, the zombie starts walking, and you go out the other way, and it's done.
But
And
you know what about that? That's true. That what you are saying, that would probably bring up the excitement level. But uh, what I noticed when I played Daisy standalone, uh, when I don't remember what patch it was, but there came out the patch with the new zombies, and they were much more aggressive. They found you easier. They
hmm.
were harder. They were hitting harder, and the melee weapons weren't anymore an option in that point. So I didn't at like they were more of like more dangerous at that time. But that moment I didn't feel like it was more exciting. I was just annoyed because of the zombies, because I got used to the thing that this is a game. The standalone is a game where you can like dodge around the zombies, just shoot them and concentrate on players. But maybe in some point, if I have more time off with the game, then possibly yes, possibly yes.
The
Yeah,
problem
I
is
think
that
didn't.
this is just a game, and there is a limited things that the zombies or the environment can do, and which means that the players sooner or later will always learn how to avoid the threat from the environment. So the environment could be a threat, but just for a
No,
certain amount of time when the
you also
players
need
like
the
I
PvP
remember when I
part.
played DayZ, the zombies were a threat because I didn't know that you have to like do something to like stand behind a tree or get inside a building to so that they don't see you, yeah. And after you learn this, they become like just annoying and not really threatening
Yeah,
you, yeah.
Hmm.
So
yeah,
the limitations of the games are that zombies only do things that the developer of the game programmed them for, and which means this is the limited amount of actions which people can learn and learn how to avoid. So I am afraid that it will always be like that you will be like you will learn the game, and all in all, in such survival games, the other players will become the main threat,
yeah.
and the
Yeah,
zombies and or anything
but
else which is in the game will be just a random factor,
Background.
maybe in PvP. Yeah.
But
You-
I'm just wondering, haven't we died enough times in survival games that we don't fear the permadeath anymore? Because
Yeah,
that's the big
yeah,
question,
that's
right?
of course another thing that
but
Because even if you don't pick the spawn points where because you'll be like, oh, I'm dead, I'm not sure where I'm going to spawn and I'll lose loot. Currently, everybody's like, okay, I'm dead, I'll spawn again and loot up and stuff. So I'm like, how can we fix this problem?
but
Because
I,
people don't fear dying.
yeah, but I think the fear of dying has to come out from the fear of losing something. And the thing that the Daisy devs were talking about was the fact that they would have these items, these maybe weapons or different kind of stuff that are uh, in like maybe there would be only 5 SVDs on the whole central hive.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be really special to have that kind of weapon. And if you would die, you would like, of course, lose it. And that would be one thing, like have these special items that you are really excited to found and want to keep. So maybe that's one of the ways they can do it. And also the thing about the, like Marek said about the zombies, that you can predict what they do and that kind of stuff. I think there would be, it's not a fix for zombies, but they could have like these different templates, not really classes, not to make the zombies that special, but like templates, how they react, what they do. Some of them would like see better in the dark, but the
Mm-hmm.
skins would be totally random. Like you cannot say like from far away, okay, that's a zombie that sees better in the dark. That zombie is faster. That zombie hits harder. It would be just like random, like you wouldn't know. So
Yeah.
maybe that kind of like randomness would maybe add to the game. I don't know, but
Or you could have that weird game mode that I think exists on Breaking Point on Arma 3 that you could play the zombie.
yeah,
yeah,
it's on the breaking
yeah,
point. But not speaking because we somehow always end up speaking about Daisy.
yeah.
The
And
first big
what
success in
about
survival game.
yeah, but survival game? It should. Do you think that survival game is all about surviving, like in being alive? Because
I think it's about the random encounters that you
yeah,
might have.
but don't you think that there is like a more room for exploration in survival games? For example, imagine when I first heard about the forest, yeah, my first thought was, okay, this is the lost the game. Yeah? So and
Hmm.
the most amazing thing in Lost for me at first for sure was the exploration of the island. Yeah,
Hmm.
the finding strange things which like add to the story and so on. So maybe more games could be like that, that you have to worry about your health, your about the environmental enemies and stuff like that, but be more about exploration uh, and stuff like that maybe.
So you're talking about Minecraft? Just joking. Just joking with you. It's the first big
Yeah,
survival
you
game in
know,
the
Minecraft is a
landscape.
bit of survival. I always
Yeah, you
when I
have to
play
eat. You have
Minecraft with my
enemies at
daughter, I
night.
always switch off the monsters. So, but it's like yeah, it's
It's a good example of a
yeah, but
survival game. That
in
first night.
Minecraft, the thing that I would love to be more of exploration. Yeah, I like finding the ruins of some buildings, but I think that there are not enough of this stuff there. I would love to be there more of
So
exploration in Minecraft.
I maybe for your point of view, would there be a like a good thing for a survival game to have a randomly generated world?
Yeah. I was thinking about because I think that No Man's Sky will be an exploration game, and you will not have to worry about eating and stuff like that. But
No.
it would be nice to have a space travel game with open world when you will have to survive and explore, of course, like eat stuff and gather energy and stuff like that. It would. I would like No Man's Sky to be more of an survival game than, for
Me
example,
too.
Elite Dangerous.
Yep. Well, survival games, there are so many, but like we were talking in single player mode, and you said it the best. Eventually, you learn how to go around the mobs, how to go
Yeah.
around the enemies. You learn their mechanics, you learn what you have to do. Like I was talking about Minecraft. Minecraft, the big first night was all scary until people realized, oh, I just have to bury myself in a tiny hole where mobs can't spawn. That's all I have to do in the first night, or
Yeah.
light the way so that they don't spawn. But before that, people just mindlessly died and they were scared and that sort of stuff. And like in the long dark, people started learning the map. They started learning how to survive longer, and now there's competitions on how many days can you survive on that map. And the forest, it's partially the same, and that's the thing that I like about having a multiplayer component like on Ark. But on Ark, you don't, or at least on the stream that I've been, I don't see that much the other players messing on on real terms with other players. Mostly because I see streamers all in the same server and they don't mess that much
Oh,
between
I've
themselves.
watched
Probably.
some closed server thing, and there were like 3 or 4 clans, and it was like full on RP. So they were always in character, and they had like wars, pacts, and stuff like that. So it was really clan versus clan type
Okay.
of gameplay. So yeah.
Yeah, but I just want a game where I'll go in and I'm not sure what will happen. If I
Yeah.
know a little bit the map more, I don't mind as long as the it can provide me sort of unknown situations like, and that's what I say about the night and day cycle, because I think that it does mind on survival games, as someone was saying in chat, the nighttime in Rust when you're in your hut and you hear the footsteps going around and you don't know if you're going to get raided or not are
Yeah.
one of the most scary moments that you have in Rust, because you're like, who's out there? Can they see
Yeah.
my fire? Should I turn down the fire so that they don't know I'm in here? And that uncertainty, that's what gets me into the survival. It's not
Yeah.
knowing what's going to happen. And of
But
course,
that's the thing with the survival games, the randomness, that thing that you don't know what's going to happen, or you don't know what you're going to find. Like I think like those kind of things can only happen with human players, or if you have like some kind of crazy on the fly monster creating
hmm
machine or something like that. But it's like you need the other players, uh, like in DayZ, like to be like humans, or maybe in some game to be the monsters, or some kind of aliens or whatever. But like AI cannot, at least I think it cannot ever be that creative to create always those interesting, never be seen before situations that you will have with real people.
yeah, of course, it always depends on the community, because you can have a game like Ark Rust where you shoot somebody, it's a 10-year-old kid just griefing you and will break your leg or whatever, and you'll almost rage quit the game. But sometimes you have some people that are really into the role playing moment out of it, and that's the
Yeah,
part about certain mods and certain whitelisted servers. And I think that's probably the future of most of these survival games.
yeah.
It's that you have whitelisted servers where people go there to have this type of gameplay, and
But
they'll.
you can always have some of these super llama kind of guys in the game that will randomly crash you with a bicycle.
uh,
But let's not
Amazing.
forget there are also different types of survival games, like for example, Don't Starve
Yeah.
Yeah.
or Starbound, Terraria. These are also
And
like survival games.
Project Zomboid.
Project Zomboid mentioned in the chat is also always
Yeah.
interested me, but I don't know. I watched a bit streaming, and the Dsync on multiplayer servers was crazy.
Yeah. And
So
actually, that's the only survival game that I have been playing on single player. Project Zomboid. Well, Don't Starve, yes, but like the only one that I played like many times, and I think it was a good game. I don't play it anymore, but it was a good game.
Well, my most played survival game, obviously, it's Daisy, not SA, Daisy mod. And Laurie said it right. The only chance that Daisy SA has to be a good game, it's when the mod support comes out. And we'll see what the modders can do. I have questioned Merrick about is Daisy SA even a good base to mod from, but we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. I'm pretty sure.
the problem with Daisy for me is that I'm not really sure what's the vision now for the game. Like, do they want to make it a hardcore survival, like a real hardcore survival? Like there is no food almost. You have to like gather apples from trees and farm potatoes and tomatoes and stuff like that. Or do they want more to be to be a MMO like game, player versus player? So
So
for
you're
me, if
talking about
it will be
vision?
more, I could think that it will be more interesting at this point, if not if mods will not come in, because I'm not sure if the mods will be able to do anything in DayZ because of the changes. Like, I'm not sure if DayZ as a standalone will be the same, will have the same ability to be modded than the Arma 2
Daisy
engine,
mod.
because I think that I'm afraid that they stripped a lot of functionality from Arma 2, which could mean that the modding will not be as possible as it is in Arma. And I think that if there will be no mods, then for me the more interesting path would be for the hardcore survival. Even though I'm not sure I would play that a lot, but it would be just more interesting to have this real hardcore survival where
Yeah,
you have to real concentrate on surviving rather than running around with rifles and shooting other people's.
yeah. But
I
it
think
was.
their original vision was to go full on survival because
I'm not sure
you
because
have like the
yeah,
blood
there
test kits
Yeah,
and stuff.
like in the beginning, I can believe it was in the beginning, but then they saw
You had
like
to
all.
read books to keep sanity and that sort of stuff. It was
Hmm.
like I think they were going, we'll go full on survival. It will be crazy. Not sure in terms
yeah,
of the loot.
that's an interesting thing. Togu's favorite game developer, Dean Hall, is making
Yes,
another
I know.
game,
Oh,
and there is this. The interesting fact which he wants to add is that it will have the sort of leveling system, which should, in theory at least, make you more interested in keeping the character alive. And the leveling system will be not, of course, levels, but it will be just abilities which you can learn, which will make you able to have certain jobs in like in-game society. It's the same. It's very similar to the Space Station 13 game, which Dean Hall is a fan of, in which you can, based on your experience and or your abilities of your character, you can
hmm
have a job in game, and you have real responsibilities to do some stuff and something like that. So I think he wants to take this idea and put it inside a game like similar a bit to Daisy, and so that you will learn abilities, be able to do some jobs which will be part of a bigger community, and this will make people interact with each other and be this survival simulator of a community.
I started to think right away that if you can like, this is just my dirty mind, but it's like if you have the possibility to like to have a job in the game, can you also be the guy that waits around the corner for the neighbor's guy to go to work, and you can just go in and bang his wife? That would be that would be an awesome. Like you can be the smooth operator. Like
Oh.
that would be a job. You have
Let
to
me
keep
just
the
update you.
housewives happy.
Let me just update you, Laurie, since you don't know in gameplays. It won't be his wife, it will be his she-male wife. There aren't that many girls playing.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah,
survival.
yeah. That's true. But if you could be like NPC,
Well,
I have to think about this. I have to call to Dean Hall.
yeah, call Dean Hall. He's a man of many ideas.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I will say it unless the early access version that we'll eventually see of Iron comes out and it's great, and Merrick is playing a lot and he'll make me feel guilty for not buying it. I'm not touching that thing until full release, meaning never. No, I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Ion. Supposedly will be coming to Xbox because Xbox is coming with their new early access thing.
Yeah, the same
for
like
games, so,
Daisy standalone is coming to PS4 and and Xbox One shortly.
and Ark coming for Xbox. We'll see. We'll see. And I think that's it about survival games, no? Because about the grind, what do you guys think? Should you look for 1 hour for one gun?
1 hour for what?
No, should you roam around the countryside to look for you to have a weapon to kill somebody with? How much are you willing to grind or to play around in
Like-
looting to get
like-
a decent setup?
Like this is again with to me.
Because
It-
on Ark, like you can have the bow you need to level up, but you can have a spear in
Yeah.
in nothing, and on Rust you can have at least the axe.
Yeah, but in this point too, my answer has to be the mods. Like, I want to be able to like just hop in and kill people, like to have a
Or have
like an
sex with their
Overwatch.
wives.
Yeah, and to like but for reals to like have a mod that you can just like a battle royale or something, or just an Overwatch type of mod, and then I can also have this more hardcore type of surviving where I really have to look for a weapon, so I can play whatever the mood strikes. And about the thing that Marek said, that not to yet add mods, that's true, but if the game is some point ready, like done and released, then that point to have the mods and be able to say I want to like just chill and shoot people, and the other day I wanted to like to have more hardcore surviving experience, and the mods are the answer for me. I need all those type of games. Oh shit.
Oh, damn! Emergency! All type of games. Well, I just feel like Dean Hall. It's it's a seller of dreams, a guy that's selling the balloons at the circus, where he gives one out for the kids, and then it goes up in the air and it disappears. You pay, and the dream just. I know Dean Hall. Everybody on Twitch loves him, and he's always community with the community. But I'm just not sure of his abilities as project manager and as somebody can take a game into full development. So
I hope
just that
I
I'm
hope we will
cautious.
have another time to speak about his game when he releases it.
Are you talking about the Daisy as saved or Ion?
Ion.
Ion really
No,
Ion.
could
I mean,
be.
at
Ooh,
this point about Ion, but yeah, I agree with Laurie. That would be, yeah, that would be nice to have a choice for. I can see if everything on Daisy standalone is okay, like zombies are not glitching, and there are a lot of zombies, and there is no Dsync, rubber banding, and stuff like that. Then if I had a hardcore survival mod and a PvP Daisy standalone Overwatch mod, that would be very nice. I still think that Arma engine is the best for survival, like the realism, the military aspect is what I really like, what I really enjoy, and the all those Rust Arc type games do not have that feeling for me.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
feels like
Like
it's not real. It just I it feels like a game, and Daisy at some point it did not feel it felt more than a game. It felt something
yeah.
more, and that's what I would that I think is the thing that it can be only achieved in military simulation engine like Arma.
So you're saying the Division will be your game of the year? I'm just kidding.
It's really hard to
Nobody knows
say.
what's happening
I
with the
don't know
DZ.
what I don't know. Maybe I need to watch a bit more of
No,
that because I'm not sure what kind of game will the Division be and how
the
much
Division,
survival there will be there.
It's
the
not going
Division,
to be a survival game.
yeah, but they have everything to make a good, or they were trying to pass the idea a little bit of a survival game,
But
sort of.
Yeah.
did they say what will be the main thing to do in this game? Will it be like a group MMO to find missions and do stuff?
I
I'm
think it's I think it's going to be uh, these uh, NPC missions, and then they have the dark zone where you can have PvP encounters and have those special loot kind of things. It's gonna be, I'm guessing it's going to be uh, some kind of like Destiny, like have like
mm,
Yeah, so
a
group
kind of
PvP
kind yeah
MMO.
yeah like kind of free roaming, but not really. It's
mm.
I'm like first I got really hyped about the game, but it's not anymore because I'm realizing it's gonna be they are making it more like mainstream, of course, but still it's going to be like Call of Duty kind of survival where you need to drink a bottle of water every 6 weeks.
Yeah, something like that. It Well, I just hope we eventually get to see a full release of a survival game. Because we're just talking about early access games. That will probably be the theme of the next Dsync podcast.
Is there any
Early access
survival?
game.
Don't Starve is out of early access, I
It's
think.
on full release, yeah. And Minecraft.
And also Don't Starve Together.
Is Don't Starve Together already finished completely?
It's beta, I think.
Uh,
It's a beta
oh
version.
yeah.
I,
Oh
I,
yeah,
I
that
think
I
so.
don't know. That I don't know, yeah.
Yeah, and there are also some other survival games which we did not mention, like this Subnautica stuff looked interesting. I don't know if you've seen that. The one
And there's
underwater.
another one besides the Subnautica, also another one with the islands and stuff.
Stranded
Also
Deep,
in
I think it was the name. Like the one
yeah,
on the
probably.
island, the small island. Yeah, but it looked. This one looked more generic. The Subnautica like looked original for at least for the setting. Never mind.
Mhm.
Okay. But
No, I've like I've talked. There are a bunch of those new survival single-player games, but they really don't catch my eye. I
Yeah.
like the
are there
randomness
any
of.
announced survival games? Like, is there any hype being generated in any?
I'm not sure. Is the new Bohemia Take on Mars a survival game also, or just
No.
a
But is it a new
space
game?
engineering game?
It's an old game, I think, but it was like redone recently. I think something like that. There's a new
Yeah.
version done.
No, I'm not sure. In terms of survival, there are those small, what I call small cute games like Subnautica, where you go and you build up your base. I'm not sure what it's still on early access. I'm not sure what's the story if you're supposed to get off the planet or not. That would be a cool mission.
Yeah,
Sort of.
we need to do an episode on early access games and like get Mr. Grumbles, an expert.
What? But the early access games, you have a lot of early access games and type of early access games, and exactly what constitutes a success on an early access game.
Yeah, but I think it's a topic for another discussion. Not
Yes, it
today,
is.
maybe. Maybe we are finishing.
Today, can I
Do you have? Do
can
you
I
I
have?
think
just give one final subject
Yes.
that's
Yes.
not
Okay. Yes.
related with gaming? Just a curiosity. What are you guys reading any book currently?
a book.
Yes.
Yeah, a book. What
One
is the
book,
book?
yes.
I'm reading. Okay, I will start. I'm reading a couple of books at the moment, to be honest. But the one that I will want to talk about is not a. It's not a book, to be honest. It's a graphic novel. It's the name is From Hell. It's a comic about Jack the Ripper and some crazy conspiracy theories behind it. It's a big book, 600 pages for a comic book. It's a nice. The story is crazy,
Uh,
and I really
I'm not wanting spoilers, but do they talk about the Lewis Carroll being Jack the Ripper?
no. It's like it's uh, it's like in this graphic novel you from the start you know who is the Jack the Ripper, so it's not like
Okay.
it's not I, the name is From Hell, and there is a movie about it done with Johnny Depp, yeah, and but the movie is like only getting 1/6 of the all the story from the comic book. The comic book is much more complicated, and in the movie, you don't know who is the Jack the Ripper until the end of the movie, and in the graphic novel, you from the start you know who is who is he and why does he do what he does, and it's really a big epic monumental story about
Okay.
f- uh,
Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
no, no. Yeah, it contains
If Jack the Ripper doesn't appear on
Masonic
Assassin's
lodge and stuff like that, but the main motivation of Jack the Ripper is some crazy occult stuff, war between men and women. So it's really interesting and worth. It really got me. I'm reading it very slow because I want to like know everything, what's happening, and yeah, that's it.
and that's it. Laurie,
Hmm?
nope. You
My turn.
are you reading anything?
Yep. I'm reading slowly reading one book at the moment. It's I'm not sure does it even have an English name, but it's you could translate it as a guide for a new gladiator.
Mm-hmm.
It's an history book kind of thing that because I'm a big like Rome gladiator freak.
What is this history you talk of? A
Uh,
cult though?
it's mainly about the like gladiators, and it's written in a funny way because it's like a guide for a starting gladiator, like what you
Mm-hmm.
should know, what you should do, where you should go, and it doesn't have a story. It's just a guidebook kind of thing about the
The gladiator life.
yeah gladiator life, and it's like an history book, but interesting written in an interesting way.
Well, I'm sort of bouncing between three books. So, one is easy and most people should know. It's Dune. I'm rereading it, almost at the end. Do you guys know Dune?
But
Came
the
out a
the first
really bad
book or
movie.
the
Yeah,
the
the first book.
not the first? Yeah,
I already had
I've
like
read everything about Dune.
I read
Dune,
at least 4 books about Dune.
I think
It's
The
the
first
book
one is
about
like
Iran.
adventure book. The later ones is are more complicated.
Yeah, the later ones are crazy with the God Emperor and stuff. But Dune, it's basically a sci-fi book about a universe that's ruled by the Emperor, and there's a planet that it's the only planet in the universe that has a substance that's called spice, and that spice allows people to live longer, and also the ability to race that controls the spacing travel to exist and to travel, and it's set on that planet when a family goes there to take over and another family betrays it, and there's a lot of death, and there's a prophet, uh, Nero, so to speak, of Dune, the one the one that can seize the Matrix and kicks everybody's ass, sort of that. And I probably spoiled it, maybe. No, the movie came out how many years ago? 20 years ago. No spoiler.
There were multiple adaptations. There was one by David Lynch, the big movie, which is
And
crazy to
there
be
was a
honest.
TV show.
And there is a TV show, yeah, but TV show is like shit.
Did you
Honestly,
hear? And we're going off topic. Did you hear about the Mexican director that had the Dune
yeah, of
movie
course. Alejandro
before?
Jodorowsky. Alejandro Jodorowsky is a well-known magician and a guy that wrote a lot of comics and a lot of books. He directed a lot of movies, crazy LSD movies.
Yes,
Yeah, and there is
seems like it.
I haven't seen it yet. I have it, but I haven't seen it. There is a crazy good, like, oh, maybe I'm not sure if it's crazy good, but I've heard it's crazy good. Documentary about the
Yeah,
Jodorowsky Dune.
I I saw I saw
Yeah,
the documentary. That's
yeah.
how I found out about
Can you
the.
confirm that it's good? Because I want to
It's a
see
good
it.
documentary, yes. And when you see them showing pictures of their storybooks from the 1979 or whenever they were planning to shoot it, and you then see it being used on different movies like Prometheus and that sort of stuff, and you're like, damn. Because what Jurovsky says is that
Jodorowsky? Okay.
yeah, the director.
I always
I
pronounce it Jodorowsky from like in Polish.
yeah,
It's a Polish
it's
surname.
yeah, it's however Merrick wants to spell it. I'm sure he's right. I just
don't make
butchered
him
the name.
angry. Don't make him angry.
Never angry, the Polish guy, the worker. But it's good to see how he was attacking the movie. Also, I'm pretty sure he says that the movie by David Lynch is a piece of shit and that his movie would be much better and that he was doing an epic movie of 10 hours or so. And since that he was planning to cast his son as the main character, and also Salvador Dali as the emperor of the universe, I would be like, no, that would be a really really crazy movie. But he had a French artist working on the storyboard art, and that would look really really cool. And besides that, I'm reading a comic book also that's a special Marvel one, Ronin 5, that has Ronin stories set back in Japan like it was the Marvel superheroes. I read one about Wolverine, one about the Hulk, and now the next one that will be tonight after this one, it will be about the Punisher. And that's it
Punisher.
for now.
Did you read the Usagi Yojimbo comic book
No,
about the
So
rabbit
what?
samurai?
No.
If you like the
you-
Japanese stuff, then I highly recommend it. It's a very nice.
I like the Japanese style, and you'll give me the details later
Okay, I
on
will give you
private.
the details. It's really nice.
When we join
It's
the
about a
sauna.
rabbit who is a samurai, but it's not. It's a serious story, not some funny crazy shit. Okay, never mind. Okay, so are we finished today for today?
I think we're finished. I think it's.
Yeah.
Anybody has anything else to talk about?
No, I don't think so. Or
Okay.
actually we do, but maybe better not to talk anymore.
Maybe I will stop the stream and we'll continue this conversation.
So, uh, should we play us off?
Play song? Yeah, of course.
No,
Yeah.
play us off. I meant, I watched too many times the Bill O'Reilly "We'll Do It Live" show. A bit.
I don't know what you're talking about, Togo.
No, Togu, it's sleep. He's sleep deprived. He needs to go.
Okay, anyway,
Bye.
bye bye.
Bye bye.